This was question 3A in the June 2024 exam paper in the subject Basic Finance. Students were required to classify the following, and the following is these right over here. Students were required to classify these into current assets, non-current assets, current liabilities, and non-current liabilities. You were supposed to classify these. To classify means that you have to put them under one heading. And so we basically need to have a heading where we clearly indicate that here we're going to have these as current assets. That's where we're going to put our current assets. And then here we're going to put our non-current assets, and say here we're going to put current liabilities, and here we're going to put non-current liabilities, like that. Each one of these then would be placed under the appropriate heading, whether it is a current asset, a non-current asset, a current liability, or a non-current liability. Just for us to be clear, current assets refer to the assets that are expected to be converted into cash or used up within 1 year. A current asset is an asset that is expected to be converted into cash or to be used up within 1 year. A non-current asset is an asset that can provide the business with economic benefit for more than a year. A non-current asset provides a business with economic benefit for more than a year. A current liability is an obligation that a business has to settle within a year. Within a year, a business has to settle its current liabilities. And non-current liabilities are obligations that a business has but can settle over a year. Obligations that a business has but can settle over a year. Those definitions are going to help us to know where to place each one of these. The definitions I just gave are going to help us to know where to place each one of these. My name is Savoy, and I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Captain37. I also invite you to like and follow my Facebook page, Marketing Study in Zambia. Let's proceed with this question. Number 1, buildings. Buildings are long-term assets. An organization can build its own office. Like for example, the Law Association of Zambia has its own building and it intends to use that building for years, many years to come. And so buildings falls under non-current assets. Number 2, accounts payable for inventory. Accounts payable simply means that as a business, you obtained something from someone else and you will pay it over a period of time. It could be 2 months, it could be 3 months, but this time the context is that you got inventory and you are going to pay for it, meaning you got some stock. Now, paying for stock usually is something that's done within a year. And since this is an obligation, it is going to go and fall under current liabilities. It's going to fall under current liabilities. Let me just even move it up here like that. Then we have got inventory. Inventory is that which we have as a business and we sell out. So for example, it could be that we sell freezers, and so we have got freezers. And these are our current assets. So this will remain right here. Number 4, plant and machinery. A business like Trade Kings has plants and it has machinery. It intends to use those over a long period of time. And so plant and machinery falls under non-current assets. Number 5, bank overdraft. You got more money at the bank than you had on your account. That usually is paid back within a year. And so it's an obligation. The fact that it's an obligation means that it is a liability. When should we pay it back? Within a year. And so it would fall under current liabilities. Owing to suppliers. So someone supplied us with something and we owe them money. It's an obligation, usually paid back within a year. So this one also falls under current liabilities. Cash at bank. We have money in the bank. It's our money and we can use it anytime. It is a current asset. Trade receivables simply refers to money that is being owed to us for a service that we have already delivered. So we have already supplied whichever company with products and we are expecting payments. So this is also a current asset. Number 9, loan from the bank. A loan usually is paid over a long period of time, more than a year. It's an obligation. We pay for this obligation over 1 year and therefore it is a non-current liability. A non-current liability. We can put it just right over there. Furniture and fittings. Furniture and fittings. When we buy mipando, tagurama fittings for the building, usually we want those to be there for over a year. So these are going to be our assets. It's our stuff which we intend to have for over a year. So this is non-current assets. And that's it. That is all that the student needed to have done, and 10 marks would be awarded for doing just this. Goodbye.